We are all getting in front of the camera a whole lot more these days, whether it is on a conference call, or doing a video interview, or simply doing a video recording of a presentation that you would be doing otherwise in person because of the current work from home situation. Hello, my name is Lisa, a senior associate with the Art of Career and a video producer with I Eat, I Shoot, I Post. Today, I'd like to share with you 5 practical tips on how you can make your videos look better and engage better with your audience. So tip number 1 is about lighting. Make sure that your light source is not coming from the back. So one way for you to solve the problem of backlighting, if you have curtains, all you need to do is to pull back the curtains. Turn on the lights and you'll be fine. The best lighting you want to have is natural sunlight, coming preferably from the front. And just because you're out in the sun doesn't mean that you always get the best results. The light is coming down from the top, and so my face is actually in a lot of shadow. So not only is it very uncomfortable standing here, I'm sure the results are not very good. If you're sitting right beside a window, it is very likely that half your face will be in the light and the other half will be a little bit in the dark. That's not too bad, but what you might want to do is get a light panel to shine this side as well so that your face is fully lit. So remember, lighting is number 1. So let's talk about sound. Sound is something that a lot of us tend to forget about going on a conference call. Now, if you're doing your conference call using your mobile phone, I would suggest to use the existing headpiece and earpiece that's already provided when you purchase your phone, because that typically gives you the best quality sound. If you're doing your conference call on a computer and there are lots of people around, I would suggest that you get one of these headsets. Because one of these headsets will allow only you to hear what's going on in a conference call. The entire family doesn't need to hear. And it has a mouthpiece as well, so that you're able to speak and the quality of your voice will sound a whole lot better as well. For those of us who don't have a headset, that's totally fine, but make sure that you test the sound on your computer. Do a mock-up call before your online interview with a friend or a buddy to test the sound, to make sure that you're able to hear well and the other party is able to hear you well. So make sure both the speaker and the mic are working well. And for those of us who are doing a whole lot more video recording, you might want to consider getting a directional mic. A directional mic like this one that I'm using currently. So this directional mic will enable the sound to be picked up directly into here. Because if you were to use the sound that is on your phone, it will pick up the sound from around the environment. So these directional mics tend to improve the quality of your voice. Remember, sound. Make sure that you can hear and you are heard. The next thing we want to talk about is framing. Where you position your camera and how you look in the camera is about framing. So you want to make sure that your face is about 1/3 of the frame this way. Make sure that you position your camera not too high, as if you are pleading and you are begging for something. Not too low, as if you're talking down to them. Or some of us like to put ourselves all the way down. And it almost feels as if you're drowning and you're just trying to keep your head up. And most important, please look into the camera when you are speaking, especially when you're on a conference call. Our tendency on a conference call is to view our own image. Of course, during a conference call, you may also want to be looking at the other party's video. And that's okay, still a glance every now and then. But always remember to look into the camera when you're speaking as if the camera is the other person. So imagine if I'm talking to you like this. Does it feel personable? This is really not very engaging and it doesn't show sincerity. So please, do your best to look into the camera when you're speaking to the other party. Another tip is to make sure that you do not have a cluttered background. Make sure that the background is not distracting. So either you clean up the background, or if you're on a Zoom call, you can always use a virtual background. Or if you are on Skype, you can use blur background. And finally, number 5 is about planning. Planning when to have your shot so that you're able to get the best location and at a time where it's quiet around the house. Negotiate with your family and make sure that your family is aware so that they can either keep quiet or stay out of the vicinity during the conference call. One thing you can do to help your family or people around you is to make a sign like this. So here are the 5 tips again. Number 1, lighting. Number 2, sound. Number 3, framing. Number 4, having a right background. And number 5, planning. Thanks for watching and all the best for your video recording and online interviews.